One thing that I have realized that money, budgeting, and time management all have in common is this idea of us setting goals. We all love to set goals. I have set goals for my money. I've set goals for my time management. I've set goals for my planning. I have set so many different goals in so many areas. However, I'm not always good at actually executing them. And thinking of all the goals that I have set in the past actually brought me to today's topic and the question for this video. Why don't we do the things that we say we're going to do? Deep down, we all know exactly what we need to do. We know that we're supposed to budget and save our money. We know that we're supposed to work out and eat well. We know that we should plan our day and list out a task and check it off one by one as we complete things. Despite knowing that all of these things are good for us, we don't really act on that knowledge. We will still just dream about the different things that we want to do and contemplate what we wish we could do, but never really act on what we actually can do. We procrastinate, but why do we procrastinate? Today, I wanted to get into 6 reasons why I have procrastinated in the past, why you might be procrastinating right now, and hopefully knowing these 6 reasons will help you to stop procrastinating and actually put some things into action. The first reason why we don't do the things that we say we're going to do is because of fear. We are afraid of not being able to do the thing that we actually set out to do. So instead of trying to actually try, we'll just avoid doing it altogether. We have even thought of all of the reasons why we can't do the thing that we said we would do, and that makes us afraid. Ultimately, it's a fear of the unknown. Since we don't know what's going to happen, we are afraid of any type of negative consequence, which causes us not to do anything at all. Now, the one thing to realize about fear is that our brains are designed to protect us, meaning that we will ultimately think of all the negative consequences that could possibly happen due to us trying to do something new. However, very rarely do we think of the positive things that could possibly happen. The best way to overcome that fear is to write down all of the unknowns. You could write down all of the negative things and what could possibly come from that, and all of the positive things and what could come from that. Usually there's nothing bad enough on the negative side that should cause you to stop moving altogether. So this list will definitely help you to see both sides and push yourself to actually do the things that you want to do. The second reason why we don't do what we say we're going to do is a break in momentum. So this particular tip happens to me quite often, and it usually happens when I am creating a new habit and then I have a break in my momentum. For instance, I decided that I wanted to start running again. The very first day, I was super excited about this new habit that I was going to start. So I put on my running shoes and I ran outside for the first day. I did this every single day for the next 7 days until it started to rain. We had about 3 full days of rain, which meant I could not go running outside. The break in my momentum actually stopped the habit for another 2 weeks. And when that breakdown happens, it's very challenging to get started again, to get back on that habit. If you have something that ends up breaking your stride, if you are budgeting every single week and then you go on vacation and it breaks that momentum, if you are going running like I was and then it starts to rain and something breaks your momentum, what usually happens in that moment, right when you start to lose momentum, is that you start to feel like you weren't really doing well in the first place. Like, since I missed 3 days of running, I might as well forget the habit of running altogether because I wasn't really that good at it anyway. But you can't have one bad day or even a bad week stop you from doing and accomplishing the goal that you have set. So to help me to make sure that I don't lose momentum, I will set a rule to never miss twice. What does that mean? If I miss a day, I am allowed to miss a day, but I can't miss twice. So on that second day, I either have to go running, or if it's raining, then I have to do something else, some type of aerobics or a YouTube video, something that keeps the momentum going so I don't lose sight of my goal. The third reason why we don't do what we say we're going to do is comparison. Many times when we set a goal, we will look at other people who have possibly accomplished that goal. I know I definitely did this when I started my budgeting journey. I would go on Instagram and look for other people who was on a debt-free journey journey or a budgeting journey or a savings journey, and I would follow them. So I did this for inspiration. I wanted to stay encouraged on my journey and see other people who were doing the exact same thing that I was trying to do. However, this can be a very dangerous line because I also saw people who paid off $100,000 in 2 months, which made me feel like my journey was impossible and that it was way too difficult or too hard because I couldn't do what they did. And this could happen across the board with any goal that you set. A lot of times we will go on Instagram or go on YouTube and see people who have done it faster, who have done it better, and who has achieved the same goals that you want, you feel, in a better way. But comparison can really put us in a box to make us feel like there's only one way to achieve a particular goal. And anytime you feel like this may be happening to you, I highly recommend that you take a social media break and you rethink and write down your reasons for wanting to accomplish this goal. As long as you stay focused, you'll realize this doesn't have anything to do with anyone else. This is about you and the things that you want to accomplish for your life. The fourth reason why we don't do the things that we say we're going to do is information bias. In other words, it's too much research. Now, this one is kind of like the last one where we're talking about comparison, except it's a little bit different because of how we use the information that we received. This is for all of us that's going on YouTube and watching all of the videos and reading books all on the topics of our goals. Many times when we're watching all of the YouTube videos and reading all of the books, it can feel like we're actually taking some type of action toward our goals. And this is because we're doing our research. We're looking at the different tactics, the different ways that we could possibly do things. The only problem here is that we're not actually doing anything. Gathering up information does not equate to actually taking action, which means that you may not even be making progress. You're just gathering information. So I would watch a bunch of planner videos, but not really plan my day. And I would read a bunch of money books, but not really budget my money. I was getting in all of the research, looking up all of the different tactics and the percentages and the different ways that I could do different things to ultimately achieve my goals, but I wasn't really taking any action. So what I started to do to make sure that I wouldn't get stuck in this information bias, this too much research rut, I started to set time that I was actually going to be working on my goal and a time where I could research and kind of look at different things toward my goals. Setting different times where I was taking action versus researching helps me to really lay out my time properly and make sure that I'm actually taking action toward my goals. The next reason why we don't do what we say we're going to do is because we don't believe that we can be successful. It is a deep belief that success is attached to some type of person because of their personality, because of the way they grew up, because of their parents, because of the opportunities that they were given. It can be a bunch of other things that we deeply believe cause their success and is the reason why we can't be successful. This definitely takes some time to work on, and you really need to get into growth mindset to help you get over this particular belief. And one of the best books on the subject is actually called Mindset by Carol Dweck. In this book, she dives into the difference between a limited mindset and a growth mindset, and she really helps you to work through how to get to the place where you have a growth mindset. Ultimately, changing your mindset, though, will help you to start working on the things that you want to do, doing those habits on a consistent basis, which will help you achieve the goals that you want to achieve. And the last reason why we don't do the things that we say we're going to do is because we just don't believe that's who we are. Now, piggybacking off of the last tip where we talked about the belief that you just can't be successful, when you have the belief that you can't be successful, you believe that it's attached to your talents or your genetics, or that you just didn't have the right situation in order to have a successful life. But when you don't identify as a person that could possibly do it, then it really doesn't have to do with talent or genetics. You ultimately believe that this is just not who you are. You have the belief already that you're bad with money, that you're unorganized, and that you can't stick to certain habits. You've already identified and attached yourself to the things that you have maybe done in the past. And once you have attached your identity to these particular traits, it's very challenging to get you to move into what you actually want to do and the person you want to be. One of the best books to talk about this particular topic as well is Atomic Habits by James Clear. In this book, he really dives into identity and how we identify ourselves. And he even makes the statement that you have to change how you're talking about your own identity. He states in the book, for someone who used to smoke, that it's better to say I'm not a smoker than it is to say I'm trying to quit. It's a small change in your wording, but it really does have a major effect on how you think about yourself. This concept of identity helped me out so much when I started my organizational journey. Originally, I would just say, oh, I'm trying to be more organized, or I'm trying to get things together, I'm just trying my best. And I stopped saying that, and then I started saying, I am an organized person. I keep things in an organized way. And that change in my thought process really helped me to actually act more organized. I started to tidy up after myself and really started to keep things in an organized way because I really started to believe, because I kept saying it, that I was an organized person. And I'm going to do the things that an organized person will do. So you have to start identifying yourself with the traits that you want. I am an organized person. I love to budget, and I budget frequently. I work out and I eat well most of the time. I am a great mother. I am a great wife. Continue to identify yourself with the things that you ultimately want and align them with the goals that you have set. This will also help you to take action toward the goals that you want to achieve. So guys, I hope that this video has helped you. If you have any additional tips, anything that you have done in the past that have helped you to actually complete the things that you said you would complete, please leave them in the comments below. Also, I don't know if you heard, but right now my Budget on Paper course is on sale. Through this course, you're going to learn how to budget using a budget planner and my exact system, the 6-step process that I use in order to budget on paper. This system has helped me save over $25,000 and pay down over $50,000 in debt. It really did transform my finances, and that's why I wanted to share it with you. If you want to find out more about it, make sure that you check out the description box. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in next week's video. Until then, keep organizing your life so that you can achieve your dreams. Bye guys.